Hey everyone, it's Naisha. Thanks so much for joining. And I am at the Kia dealership. We are waiting for our car to get serviced. We probably have a couple hours, so I'm literally working. Shout out to the computer, shout out to the hotspot. I stay ready, and I was just thinking, let me share some tips with our people about parenting. Okay, we are black moms. My wife is sitting right next to me, but we are black moms, and we are raising a 6 year old. And things that we have to learn is literally daily. I think I'm learning daily. I'm learning hourly when we are home with her. Right now, she's in school, and some things I want to share is that we don't think about how we can connect to our children at a younger age, because I have learned through my many years of therapy that everything that affects us and everything that we learn as children will affect us and help us understand why things take place in our older years. Okay, so I want us to really think about the first tip is encouraging emotional expression. So important, so important. A lot of us, specifically black children, I can speak about because I'm about a lot of black people. When we were growing up and we cried, and some parents would say, "Shut up, stop crying before I give you something to cry about." And why did we have to experience that? And that's what parents said. And right now, at this point in my life, my child can cry, and I'll let her go through that moment, and I'll just sit. I have learned to gain my patience. I'm still working on it, but I have gotten better over the last couple of months, I believe. And just letting them express themselves. If they want to laugh loud, let her express herself. Now, when I'm on a meeting, I'm like, girl, I'm on a meeting. Or if I'm recording a video, I'm like, can you go to another room? Enjoy, okay? Expressing themselves gives them the opportunity to be free. And I'm hoping, my goal is to not have my daughter feel like she is just, I don't know, not in a safe space with her emotions when she gets older. So expressing themselves is very, very important, because that's going to give them the opportunity to be themselves and not have to put a mask or a guard up. Crying, laughing, come on, let's think about the movie Inside Out 2, okay? Inside Out 1 as well as Inside Out 2. Sadness, anger. It's okay to be angry. We are all angry. I saw something on Instagram once when it was like, we get upset when children are having a tantrum, but we get upset if we go to Starbucks and our coffee is not made the way we like. And I was like, I agree. I absolutely agree. So we have to just, they can be angry, they can be sad, they can cry. The joy, let them seek the joy. Sometimes we don't always have the most energy as our children do, but if they are feeling joyous, let them experience it. If you need to step away and just let your child feel joy alone because you are feeling a little tired, just tell them, hey, I'm just going to go take a quick nap. And if they're not down with that, trust me, I understand. It's up to us. Just, perk up a little bit. Maybe we can get some coffee. That's what I do. But just letting the children go through the emotions. One of my favorite emotions is joy, because I want to see the joy in my child. But one of the most emotions that I look to acknowledge is anger and sadness. I'm still working on my patience. That is something I'm still working on, but I'm thankful that I acknowledge that my child can be angry and she can be sad. Now, if there's something that she is doing when she's going through those emotions, then we need to address it. Like I've seen my child throw something when she's angry, then I'll just ask her, well, why did you throw that? Are you angry? Okay. Well, what I say is, I tell her, like, Abigail, well, if you're angry, I don't think throwing something is very helpful. Maybe you could just step aside and say, Mom, I need a moment. And I really tell her to say, Mom, I need a moment. When we see her cousins or her friends, and they're angry, they're upset, and they don't want to be bothered, I tell them, just give them a moment. And I've seen her replicate that, as time has gone on, when she's literally like, I need a moment. It doesn't happen all the time. We are not perfect in our household, but just telling that child that their emotions matter or allow them to seek space for themselves will really make a difference. All right? So that made me happy. I'm thankful that I could share that with you all. Another tip I would definitely say is celebrating cultural pride. Okay, I'm just being very honest. It's holiday season. Christmas is here. We do not have any white Santa Claus in our house. And I'm just being real. If you are watching this video and you are not black, you don't consider yourself black, then I'm just being honest. When I grew up and white Santa was the only option, I was sad. Okay, so if you don't identify as black, if you're not black at all, and you are okay with white Santa, that's because you possibly most likely felt connected to that white Santa Claus. Me, I did not. So in our household, we have our elf on the shelf. She's black. Okay, any Christmas decorations, we have have to have black characters. And that's because I want our daughter to see someone that looks just like her. So outside of the holiday seasons, we read, majority of our books are created by black authors or they have black characters in it. When we go to the movies, I am encouraging films that my daughter may not understand, but she'll get some understanding in later years. We're going to see them, like Black Panther, okay? Jingle Jangle. Did I say that right? Jingle Jangle. Watching that, seeing those holiday movies brings so much joy. If I can go above and beyond and get all the black dolls for my daughter, I would. But, technically she doesn't need them all. But just having those understanding that we recognize that we matter beyond just beyond what cultural society portrays toward us. Talking about black holidays. We celebrate Kwanzaa in our house. Kwanzaa is not shared that much in schools as much as different holidays. So I'm sharing, Kwanzaa is definitely important. We have our Kinara, and we actually have a book, helping us understand what Kwanzaa is. And can I tell you something? I learned more about Kwanzaa reading that children's book than I did growing up in school. In school, they don't share it that much. So I highly encourage, if you can find any educational material addressing black educators, black holidays, black characters, grab them, because that'll help you and your children understand how to appreciate black culture. Black History Month, let's go all out, okay? I really look forward to taking Abigail to the African American Museum in Washington, D.C. I've only been once, but I look forward to taking her because it'll just help her see something outside of her normal life. We live, in the Georgia metro Atlanta area, but just, going to a specific museum, learning about black history, let's do it, okay? And also I wanted to share, when it comes to Black History Month, when we watch TV shows or watch movies celebrating black culture, they don't always have to be about slavery, okay? There is black joy. There is black history outside of slavery. So when I'm watching something, this is on the parenting side, on the solo side, not only parenting. When I'm watching something about black culture, it's not always about, our tough roots, emphasizing on the movie Roots. It's not that, okay? We can watch something that brings us black joy, okay? So I definitely want you to understand that it doesn't always have to be rooted in the deep history, the negative history, although we know that history helped us expand. So just keeping it real. You can watch obviously whatever you want to, but just alerting ourselves that everything is important within black culture, the black joy as well as the growth that we experience. All right, so the next tip I have is setting clear boundaries. Setting clear boundaries, we need it, especially with these growing children. As you can see from the title, raising 6-year-olds is something that we're all growing from. I'm not going to say it's hard, I'm not going to say it's easy, but setting clear boundaries will help both you as a parent as well as your children. So if you know that you do not have the capacity to stay up on a specific night, you say, hey, this is Friday night. I know there's no school tomorrow, but I do have to work in the morning. So we're going to go to bed at 9 p.m., a little later than normal. If that is okay with you, set that boundary with your child so they don't expect something different. Also, boundaries can be, listen, this is the type of food we're eating on this day, and I'm sorry that you want something else, but this is what I have. Or if you don't want that boundary, that's fine. Helping your child understand that you cannot do something because they want something immediately is a clear boundary. Also, allowing your child to set boundaries as well. If they want to eat, this is something so important. If they want to eat something and you have something different, if you are able to give them what they want to eat, it will help them understand that they have the boundaries for themselves, as well as that will tie into helping them express themselves, so having clear emotions. A lot of, black households, it's like, you gonna eat what I got for you. And I know that could come from financial means, but we want them to understand that they can actually express themselves. So if it takes us a couple extra steps to make something different for our child, then that's what it'll be. And of course, these are from my experience, so everyone's not gonna agree with me, but giving your child the understanding that they can make a choice for themselves is gonna help them in the future, because they don't have to just sit and be told and just take and listen. They can actually have a voice. So setting those clear boundaries for yourself, and then allowing your children to set boundaries for them as well. So also just remember, those routines, will tie into boundaries. If they know when they come home from school, they have to bathe, they have to shower before they start playing with their toys or their electronic devices, then that's what it is. In our house, it's still a growing process, but a couple of videos ago, we literally have a checklist. Before Abigail can use her tablet, she has to shower, she has to do one cleaning task, and she has to do a writing assignment or math work, or we're now getting into science projects, so we have to do an educational piece. We didn't have this routine before. So these boundaries lead us into understanding what she can do at one specific time. So rather than just saying, no, you have to clean. She's gonna be like, well, what you mean I have to clean? I haven't been cleaning before, so give me my tablet. And she hasn't said it in those words, but it was, why do I have to clean? Can I have my tablet? We didn't set those boundaries before. So these routines are very important, so they are not just given something because we said so. So make it fun. If literally you don't have to get all fancy. Grab a white piece of paper and if you have a whiteboard, make it a little easier so you don't have to write something every day. But writing something down and then checking it off. Did you clean? Did you bathe? Did you do your worksheet? I say worksheet because our daughter doesn't get homework, but if your child gets homework, you can say, hey, you have to do your homework. You cannot touch your electronic device until you do your homework. That's perfectly fine. Set those boundaries and set those routines so they are prepared to understand they can move throughout their day and they're not being told that they can't do something because they didn't accomplish one different task. Okay, and since we're talking about cleaning, our children are 6, approaching 7, possibly 8 years old. They can start handling big girl, big boy tasks. Okay, big children tasks. It brings joy, like seeing my daughter scrub the toilet. It don't always have to be me. Okay, as long as she is supervised, I spray that cleaning solution. She's right there. So don't think that you always have to do it as a parent. Take yourself outside of needing to do it all. So with you can say, hey, this is what we're going to do today, and I'm looking forward to learning something new with you. Let's make it fun. Let's sing the cleaning song. Put on that Gracie's Corner. Clean it up. And have fun with it, okay? So that's also literally setting the boundaries. Like, this is actually not my turn to clean the bathroom. This is your turn. And make it fun. If you don't have to clean the whole bathroom on that day, make it a 3-part process so the children can look forward to doing it. It doesn't have to be so lengthy, okay? All right, so my next tip, this is the 4th one, is prioritizing mental health and self-care. If you look at my page, I am all about the mental health and self-care for parents, but absolutely for children, because it's going to work together. If the children are not used to expressing themselves, then they're not going to be well. They're going to just hold their emotions in, or they're not going to understand that their emotions are important, just like adults. So prioritizing that. I once saw on social media a 10-year-old actually say, hey, Mom, I really don't feel good. I really just don't want to go to school. And she shared this was not a pattern from her son. And she said, you know what? Understood. We're going to stay home today. And she shared this wasn't a pattern. She's like, okay, I can honor that. When we don't feel well, or sometimes we want to just go get our hair done and get our nails done, we're not going to go to school. So why can't children do that? Now, we haven't approached that stage with our daughter, so I can't share much on, hey, what is her pattern? What is she not doing? Or what is she trying to say about not going to school? But if I see she's not well, we know our children, or we know our loved ones. If they're not doing well, then we can stay home. We don't have to force you to go to school. In addition to that, listen, again, going back to those boundaries, going back to expression emotions, if they need a moment, please give them that moment. If my daughter needs a moment of silence, I'm just going to say, hey, do you need a moment? Let's be quiet. Let's take a walk. Do you want to take a walk? And she'll say no. I'm not going to force her to. So definitely prioritizing their mental health is really, really important. Also, if you believe that your child sits down a lot, let's put on a YouTube kids theme yoga. Let's do some running around. How about let's get off the electronic device. Let's play a board game. Our daughter loves our tablet. Not gonna lie at all to you all. But we have been playing board games. My wife, we've been playing Trouble. I played around with them last night, and it was so fun. She was teaching me how to play Trouble. I used to play Trouble when I was younger, but I forgot. I haven't played it in so many years. So that was giving her, one, the confidence to be independent and be a leader, as well as it was taking away from that device. And that is an important point when it comes to mental health and self-care. Giving you something else to do, something to look forward to, and bring that inner joy. That was another video I shared. bringing the inner joy. What is enjoyable for you? And she was enjoying teaching me how to play cello. All right, so my last and final tip is fostering open communication. Fostering open communication will give you the understanding that your child can hopefully be very honest with you. You want to be honest with your children. If that's a goal of yours, it may not be. That's a goal of mine. I want my daughter to be able to speak about anything with me in her later years. So now, as a 6-year-old, she's going to be talking about almost anything she wants to, because we already know the society and adults put fear upon children and put stereotypes upon children. Children, they're just going to talk. And it could be the smallest thing. They may be talking about a drawing that she created in art class. My daughter loves to draw. She loves to draw. She loves to create crafts. And rather than saying, oh, okay, that's cute, she made like a little snake from a paper bag. I'm like, wow, why did you draw it this color? That is so cool. That was really creative of you. One, I'm thankful that I'm giving her praise. Two, I'm honoring her creativity. So she loves coming home and showing her art. What she doesn't like is like sometimes her art will get wet in her book bag. If her water bottle spills or anything, she gets really sad. And what I'm doing, I'm one, fostering open communication and allowing her to express herself. She'll cry. I'm like, Abigail, I know you worked so hard on that. Let's get another piece of paper. Let's try to do it again. Hey, this is another activity without the tablet. So I just throw that in there. So open and fostering communication with the smallest things such as art. Also, when it comes to maybe I can bring it back to her liking a boy. And I was very, very confused, and my immediate reaction was like, you're too young. But Sam was like, listen, let her talk to you if your ultimate goal in the future is for her to be very honest with you. So me, I am learning through this process, but we are all millennial Black parents in this. If you're not Black and you don't identify as Black, that's fine. Thank you so much for watching this video, but I am learning as I go. The best thing and I forget who told me this when we were becoming parents, is that there's no book on parenting. You are going to learn as you go, and I'm just sharing tips from our personal experience. If you have any tips that you'd like to share with the rest of the community, please drop them in the comments below, because this is what we do here, okay? So thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you soon. Peace.